1, hello, hello. Hello, 2, 3, 4. X2. Keep us together. Forever and ever. Well, a very good afternoon to you if you've just joined us. My name's Graham. I'm going to be live streaming this game today between Devonport Services, of course, and St Austell in the third round of the Tribute Southwest 1 Championship. Third game of the season. Promised to be a cracker. We'll talk about the teams in a few moments' time, but just a reminder that one or two things. I'm hoping very much to have the referee as Mike working today. He's wandering across the pitch as we look. Referee, his name is Jack Tompkins, and that really helps because you can find out what's going on. If his interference is broken up, don't worry about it, because tomorrow there'll be further recording of the whole game, which includes cleaned up sound. Honest. If at any time there is a technical breakdown, which sometimes does happen if I lose the streaming feed or something, then please stick with it, because even if I can't repair the feed, then what happens is I pretend to record the game and it'll be live on YouTube tomorrow, and I'll do my best to keep it going all the way through. Right, this of course is the Priory at in Plymouth, home of Devonport Services. And in a few minutes' time we'll go through the sides for that. And they're playing against the visitors, St Austell, today. At the moment, Devonport Services played 2-1-2. They had a cracking win in the first game of the season against the newly promoted Matson, beating them 39-31, bonus point. And last week, Devonport Services won away to Oakhampton by 19 points to 35. Another bonus point win, which sees them sitting on 10 points. I think it's something like third in the table, but there are 4 teams on 10 points, all after the first couple of games. St Austell, on the other hand, they drew their first away game. They drew the first game at this level ever in the club's history in Southwest 1 Level 5. They drew away to Brixham 34-all. Some of the ardent supporters suggest they should have won that one, but that wasn't to be. And last week they lost to league leaders Chew Valley 26-35 to 2 late tries by I have to say a very good Chew Valley side. Last 2 times these 2 teams met, last time they met was quite some time ago actually. It was 2 years ago. It was September 21. St Austell came here when both teams were in Southwest 2, and on that day Devonport Services won by 33 points to 5, despite the fact that St Austell scored first. Taught a bit of a lesson, but again, first time they'd just been promoted, first time in that league, and it was a tough old day at the office. In the return game in April 22, it was a real humdinger. Last game of the season up at St Austell, last home game of the season, and St Austell had to get a bonus point win and stop Devonport Services from getting a bonus point for St Austell to go up, but the final score was St Austell 22, Devonport Services 24, which meant that Devonport Services were promoted to this league a year ago, and of course St Austell have just joined them this season. They've had a good season last year. I think they finished 4th or 5th in the league. Good strong club historically, and today promised to be a humdinger. So currently Devonport Services is sitting, I suppose, equal top on 10 points, and St Austell, who are 7th from 13 on 4 points. So everything to play for, indeed. And I'm going to show you now, just before we come to the sides, I'm going to show you the highlights from that last game played in April 22, where the final score was St Austell 22, Devonport Services 24. Do business. Daly's caught there, and Richard Goldsby West goes up the blind side, slides in for the first stride again. Say Bryce goes to Andy Pond again. Ball comes to the back where Ricky Bentham took it first, supported by Mike Rickard. And they have a rolling ball, and Devonport Services in the form of Shea Bryce had their second try. Services still get the movement going forward at the scrum, and that was almost too easy. As we approach half time, desperate to get some form of score here. Taken by Carl Marriott, and St Austell get the ball moving forward. Can they get it down? Can they get it down? Can they keep it going forward? You can see that they're very close, and yes, George Berry's given a try, and it looks like Charlie Nick. Man gets up with the ball. To be fair, referee plays it playing on. As Shep comes into the line, looking to help, looking for help. Motion goes, but he's close, and he's got there. Matt Shepherd has scored. Got the move in that time. Daly goes, Goldsby West, looks back inside and takes off. He's caught by Chris Ashwin, and they have an overlap. Looks like the winger's in. He certainly is. That could be it. Beg your pardon. That's Joe Ryder after a cracking break by Richard Goldsby West, and Matt Shep goes very close. I mean, the line is right in front of him, and Carl Marriott will they have a go. Does he get it down? Yes, he does. St Austell's third try. Who else but that man there, Carl Marriott. Never say die, ever. Highlights from about 18 months ago, where the game in which Devonport Services got promoted to this league. And I'm sure you saw from that some absolutely cracking tries, and I'm sure that lots of us will be looking for something similar today. Right, let's have a quick look at the sides. Kick-off is due in IMEC at about 15 minutes. Let's have a quick look at the sides then, starting off with the home team, Devonport Services. In the front row today, Ricky Bentham, prop. I think that's tight head. James McFarlane takes the other side of the scrum on the left, and Aidan Taylor, who is the vice captain, is the hooker today. In the second row, the very experienced Tyler Busfield, just joined by Matt Scott. In back row, one or two changes here. Isaiah Akinrowo, I hope I've got that right, plays blind side. James Hocking is open side, and Mark Friend brings up the rear at number 8. In the backs, Dan Goldson is scrum half, one of that change from last week. Kieran Down plays 10. In the centres, Sean Crawford, who is captain, and Tom Davis. On the wings, on the left wing, Matt Richards. On the right wing, Freddie Davis, with Harrison Kunit bringing up the rear at full-back. On the bench for Devonport Service today, Ollie Simons, Ethan Millard and Toby Knowles. And I would say at this point, I don't know the players very well. I don't know them at all. So if I get the names wrong, I do apologise, because sometimes the players don't wear the shirts as publicised in the programme. Right, on the St Austell side today, one or two changes from last week. One or two positional changes as well. You can see, there on the far side getting warmed up. Matt Boothby comes in to take the place of the unavailable Dan Jobe, so he's propping beside Pete Harris at hooker, and Charlie Nicholson makes the rest of the front row. In the engine room, Anthony Knight makes a welcome return to the second row to partner skipper Mark Ryan. In the back row, Rhys Daniel continues his fine form. Cam Taylor, back from holiday, of course, from after the week 2 weeks ago, and Carl Marriott is back after not being available last week. In the back, CJ Boyce continues at 9. Matt Shepherd plays fly half. In the centres, Sam Parsons and Ben Plummer continue their fruitful relationship over a long period. That sounds all wrong, but I'm sure you know what I mean. On the wings, Max Bullen and Danny Tyrrell with Archie Bees bring up the rear at fullback. I think most of us hoping to see Danny open his legs and show his class today, to coin a phrase. And the back row, on the bench today, the evergreen Choppy, Mark Martin, makes a welcome return, together with Jake Clifford and Connery Woodsey, who's back after injury. I'll run through the teams again in a few moments' time, but one or two interesting stats from previously. One of the things that the clubs do nowadays, which I think is a really positive thing, is publish how many times the players have played for the club, how many caps effectively they have. And there's an interesting stat here that if you add up the total of the caps for Devonport Services, they have a total of 451. And the most capped of those players is Tyler Busfield in the second row today, who has 118, which is very impressive. But they have 5 young players who are playing either third or indeed their second game for the first team, so there's a lot of reliance on youth today. I suppose we'll see. On the other hand, St Austell today bring a very experienced side. They have between them 1,620 caps, almost 4 times what the Devonport Services side had. And 2 of those players, Choppy Martin, of course, Mark Martin's on 218 and Matt Shepherd on 209. And of course one of the very proud boasts of the St Austell boys, and I'm sure it's very true of also the Devonport Services, is that if you look at the starting of the 18 today, there is only Carl Marriott who didn't come through the mini junior section. So 17 of the 18 players, I'm not sure about Jay Clifford, it could be 16, came through the youth section and graduated to play senior rugby. So they're very much a community club. One of the ways, that's the only way that clubs at this level tend to survive is by relying on players which are homegrown in effect, because there is no process of recruitment. And of course, if players want to join, that's a different ballgame. Referee today is Jack Tompkins. I've lost sight of him, but I'm hoping that he'll turn on his microphone and be able to hear him through the game. And time, I think, for 1 or 2 hellos. Just say hello to a couple of people who would normally be down there today, running down the touchline, gaining age in a sort of unfashionable way. And of course, that would normally be Steve Murley and Paul Hayes would be here today. Neither of them are able to make it. Let's hope they're enjoying the game and watching it online. So hello to you guys. I know Paul just returned from France, where he went to Bordeaux and drank most of the wine. Then also a big hello once again to Julie. Julie's at, I think she's in hospital, or if not, she's due to go home very soon. She'll be with Andy, maybe even watching from Derryford Hospital today, just up the road. I know for a fact if she was fit and well, she'll be here, as would Andy. So hello again, Julie. Hope you're getting better and due home soon. I'm sure Andy's struggling. I'm just talking of experience there. Hello to Trevor's brother, lives up in Birmingham Way and likes to tune in and watch online. Anybody else on holiday, and a special mention of course to Fred Woods, who's still in hospital recovering from a stroke he had about a month ago. Fred's been visited this week by Chris Inman. Chris went to see him, but I wasn't available, and he says reported that the day before the nurses had Fred up on his feet wandering around, and he'd been talking and chatting away with some of the nurses as well. So that's really good news. He's still a long way from being fit and well, but I know best wishes to Fred, and we're going to go and see him again this week. Well, at least Chris is, I think. Give an update on the games. He'll have nothing more than to find out what's happening. And of course, criticise the referee. There's the Saints boys getting warmed up. About 8 minutes, I think, to kick off. And what I'll do in a few minutes' time is we'll, and as you can see, there's Devonport Services in their warm-up kit, which is red. Obviously, they play in blue. Sporting Blues, their nickname. And it's amazing to think, isn't it, that if you go in the bar here, where they always make you feel amazingly welcome, that Devonport Services, so the combined services, played against the All Blacks on this pitch a few years ago. That's remarkable, isn't it? How things have changed. Everything to play for in this game. I think St Austell looking for their first win, and Devonport looking to continue their very fine start to the season, 2 from 2, on 10 points, equal with league leaders on, I think alphabetically probably, maybe on points difference, who of course are True Valley, who today are playing Barnstable. That promises to be another cracker. There's Connor Wizard with the ball. That's something you won't see him do very often. Kick it. It tends to be, well, I've got it. I'm going to run, you've got to catch me. And that's never easy. We'll go through the sides again, and as far as I am aware, there is no difference from the advertised programme. And the subs are the same as well. There's Pete Harris, who was man of the match last week. Young lad, I think he's still only 19, young Peter. Taken the place early season of the evergreen Miles Davies, who's playing, of course, for the St Austell 13 today. the Spartans, and his first game back because his wife had a second baby. So congratulations to them. And I know that Miles decided to take, did quite right, he'd take a few days off to help out at a time when he's needed. I often wonder how we get away with it. Players, ex-players, you spend half your life leaving your wife at home with the kids, expect your tea on the table when you get back. Just imagine if they did it. No, don't do that. Another interesting fact is that although they're enjoying very fine form, they had a lovely, a really impressive 1935 win at Oakhampton last week. That Devonport Services actually had 8 changes from the side who won last week. Some of them positional, but others are players who are, one reason or another, either probably unavailable or injured. But I'm not sure it's going to make any difference. They're always a tough side to beat here, and the last 2 times that these teams have met, Devonport Services have won both games. So Austell come here really looking to get their season underway with the first win. Draw at Brixham in the first game of the season, while impressive, you sort of feel a little bit that was one that's got away. Brixham scored 2 very late tries and levelled the game with the last kicks, and I think the supporters of St Austell and the players indeed felt a little bit like they should perhaps have done slightly better. I think it's fair to say last week True Valley were the better team. They certainly came away with a 9-point victory, and St Austell only got a bonus point for 4 tries. Although this lead did change hands 4 times in that game. It's quite remarkable, really. Right, the players are going off, get the shirts on, final preps, and they'll be out in a few moments' time. I'll leave you with the shot of the pitch. I'm just hoping that the referee, Jack Tompkins, has remembered to put his mic on. And I would say that here and there you will get a little bit of interference from the ref's mic, because well, I don't want to bore you with it, but the mics you need to do this are extremely expensive, so this is the way to do. But what we do is record it directly on the mic, the referee himself, which means that that when I get to put the video together with the sound tomorrow, you'll get a much better sound. So if, like some people, you like to watch this on Sunday morning just to see a few things you might not see in the game itself. Good crowd here today. I'm looking in the stand left to right. In fact, I can show you if you like. I would guess there's probably in the region of 150, maybe a few more in the stand at the moment. They are loud and vocal. They always are here at services, and looking forward to a cracking game this afternoon. My own view of what it's worth is that this is one of those games that's too close to call. It will be about who makes a good start, who does well on the set pieces, and who makes the least mistakes. And you can see down there the Devonport Services Cox boys who played earlier on come to support the senior sides. As you can see, I'm sitting at the back of the stand because unexpectedly it's been raining for the last hour or so. So although I was hoping to be outside, that wasn't going to happen, and we ended up with the back of the stand, which means a bit of noise, and here and there 1 or 2 people will stand up and obscure the view, but we'll do our best to keep it as clear as we possibly can. Well, I make it about a minute. Yeah, the sides are coming out and down. So let's just briefly run through teams playing today. For Devonport, Ricky Bentham, Aidan Taylor and James McFarlane in the front row. Second row, Tyler Busfield and Matt Scott. In the back row, Isaiah Akinroa. James Hocking and Mark Friend, number 8. In the backs, Dan Golson, 9. Kieran Down plays 10. Matt Richards and Freddie Davis on the wings. With Sean Crawford, skipper today, and Tom Davis in the centre, with Harrison Koenig at fullback. Ollie Simons, I hope it's not Simons and not Simmons, plays 16 with Ethan Millard and Toby Knowles completing the bench. And for St Austell, Matt Boothby, Pete Harris, Charlie Nicholson make up the front row. Second row are Anthony Knight, Mark Vian, and the back row of Rhys Daniel, Cam Taylor and Carl Marriott. In the backs today, CJ Boyce, Matt Shepherd, Max Bullen, Sam Parsons, Ben Plummer, Danny Till and Archie Bees. On the bench, Mark Martin, Jake Clifford and Connor Woodson. Referee today is Jack Tompkins, and I don't know, yes he has, he's turned on his microphone, so I'm going to... Right, here we go. St Austell, visitors today to Devonport, and Matt Shepherd to get us underway, kicking right to left. Pretty much no wind, it still is drizzly, so the ball will be a bit wet, but nothing to worry about. You can hear that the referee's mic is on. That's Tyler Busfield, number 5.
3, don't nudge him out of the way. 3.
You can play it quite clearly. He's saying that James McFarlane got in the way. And if I know Matt Shepherd, he will kick for the corner. So with just a minute played, first line out of the game, and the go-to man for St Austell is usually Mark Vine. There he is, wearing number 4, skipper today of course. Second season skipper, doing a great job, isn't it? Young Mark. The Goron Lighthouse from Farmer down there. When he's not doing this, he's shearing sheep. There he is. And St Austell would look to get the more moving forward.
No 3.
And you can hear the ref.
Once, ref, once.
And also going forward, but it's collapsed, and I suspect that might be a penalty. He's well advanced.
Tackle now, let go, 7, let go! Thanks, 7, we're back.
Matt Shepherd goes wide, looking for Danny Tyrrell, but the ball goes behind him. And Harrison Koenig was there. A bit of pinball going on. Ben Plummer to the rescue, not for the first time. And St Austell look to go wide through Sam Parsons, who's got Max Bullen, who once again shows that ball's a bit on the slippery side. It's a bit harum scarum. Cam Taylor, tackle there by Ricky Bentham.
An advantage too high.
You can hear that from the ref, advantage for too high. Oh, and that man Archie Bees.
Advantage over ref!
Once again, playing advantage, but the referee said advantage over. So Harrison Koenig, oh that's neat, with a pulled back. That's neat, and you can see the ball get some gas. Advantage once again for the knock on. Plummer straightens. And you can see that he held on, the referee says.
Wait, not now. We're talking a minute, we're all talking. Holding on.
Jack Tompkins, really clear about that.
No, in a minute, Mark, in a minute.
Kieran Down with a lovely clearance, makes probably 50 yards there.
Yes, I did call it over, we had a 15. I'll go a bit louder, boys. Sorry, I'll go a bit louder.
I hope he doesn't.
I'll put
The microphone distorts.
Red, you're on the hash.
Lovely run by Harrison Koenig
Hash,
there.
Red.
Obviously going to be one of the danger men for Devonport Services today. From his own line, beat 5 players and he only just got caught by Max Bullen. First throw in for Aidan Taylor, vice captain today. Taken off the top by James Hockin. But St Austell pinch it.
Take him back in. So an advantage, 12, late tackle. Advantage over red! No, roll away, blue!
There's 2 lovely little runs there by Carl Marriott, and you can see one of the Devonport Services players, the referee's got it, but he says it's not a serious injury, so he's going to hopefully
Line out, blue ball, we will stop.
bring them back for an early injury. I think that could be James McFarlane. No, it isn't James McFarlane. No,
12 short.
it could be Dan Goldston actually.
10.
Let's hope he's okay. He looks all right.
You know what I'm going to say, yeah. No, no, tackle 20, 10.
No, I beg your pardon. It's James Hocking, number 7.
Through your captain for the rest of the game, please, yeah? Thank you.
You can hear there.
Yeah, blue ball over, their advantage was over. Yeah.
Jack Tompkins saying to Matt Shepherd, let's can I talk to the
We
skipper,
back out,
please?
run at 15, yeah, we good. Blue line, thank you.
So no score. I make it 6 minutes gone,
Your mark, red.
and it will be a line out to Devonport Services. Well, that's the halfway line.
Thanks.
You can see there, knock on. St Austell over scrummage. First of the game. So front rows, Devonport Services, Ricky Bentham, Aidan Taylor and James McFarlane, who's on this side there. Against the really very young front row for St Austell. Matt Boothby, I think, is 20, Pete Harris, 17, and Charlie Nick, I think, really mid-20s now.
5! Set!
Well, it's a good shove from Devonport Services. And Max Bullen chips ahead, he's got it. Just a bit too far. Matt Richards just put the ball down. No real options and a way drop out. Apologies for the post in the way, I can't do much about that.
Give him onside kicker, please.
Kieran down to restart. Kicking left to right as we look. Very well taken by, I think that's Rhys Daniel. Give him a chance if he want to run. Supported there by his fellow Gorham boy. Once again, St Austell look to move the ball. Archie Bees has a second chance. Shepherd steps inside, looks for finds it in shape and lifts that Boothby. Once again, St Austell move it. That's Cam Taylor. That's about.
No advantage, high tackle through. 3 high.
First will go quickly, and Carl Marriott gets in. Quick ball from Matt Shepherd. St Austell's first score of the day.
Mark. I know it's a senior player. Keep your control, like you said. Tag high, he's coming to me and it's less than 10 minutes in, right?
think at this stage it's probably fair to say that's nothing more than sort of they've deserved. They've probably very slightly the sharper. They've kept the ball for probably 8 of the first 9 minutes, and a bit of enterprise rewarded by Carl Marriott going over for his first try of the season. And Matt Shepherd, who you can just about see, wants to attempt to add the 2, but the post right in the way. Just watch for the flags. He's hit it well, but he's pulled it a little to the left, so Matt Shepherd doesn't add the extras. There's Conrad Woodsey. I'm sure we'll be seeing him in action this afternoon. At the moment, he's the bucket boy. So Kieran down, 11-10 there to make the restart. Lovely little clearance earlier on, made 50 yards from hand, but this is a dropout. Here's Daniel feeds Matt Shepherd, who puts the ball high onto the far side, and he drops just inside the 10-metre line. Aidan Taylor at the throw. Taken at the back there really cleanly by Matt Scott, and that's goes long, and although Archie Bees misses it, he attempts to run out from his own behind his own try line, and I think he might be in trouble there. Rescued by Sam Parsons.
No, Sean.
You can hear the referee says you were a mile offside there because he didn't pick the ball up. I would say that's clever play by CJ Boyce there. Put his hands down by the ball, didn't pick it up, the referee, and I think Aidan Taylor came round and he was offside. That gives Matt Shepherd the opportunity to relieve some of that pressure.
Put blue on that line, all right? Blue, that's your line.
Pete Harris hit Mark Ryan early on. Hit him again. And Taylor feeds Sam Parsons, who steps the first man. You can see Matt Shepherd, who normally has the most reliable pair of hands. It's a slippery day out there, it's still raining, the ball's wet, and we've seen 3 or 4 knock-ons because of that. You will hear that there's a bit of interference the ref's mic when he's back to us. It's not very good, but it will be okay tomorrow.
Fine!
So the first run of the game, a few moments ago, there's no doubt about it, that man there, James McFarlane, just about had the edge. That's also going backwards. He'll be hoping to repeat.
Fine! Set!
That's a very good scrummage. Bit of improv there from the winger. And this time Archie Bees moves it down the middle of the park. Doesn't go very far though. There's that man who must have caught it. That's 2 lovely side steps. He's still going. He's still going.
The game up, play advantage 4 on the floor.
It's a really good opportunity, and you can see the referee playing advantage for.
Coming back here.
We're going to bring him back. And I suspect he's going to have words with Mark Vine, and I'm not sure that it looks like it could be Mark Vine himself who's been shown a yellow card. Yeah, it is. So St Austell have a scrum 5 metres out in front of their own post. They are missing their talisman second row mark, who sort of trudges off disconsolately to this side of the pitch. I can see him from here looking at he's saying, "Who me, ref?" Fabulous attacking platform here for Devonport services. They'll be looking to push, the base of the scrum, and then number 8 picking up.
Set.
That's Mark Friend, number 8 there. And indeed they do.
An advantage.
Well, there, 7 offside.
And you can hear penalty try. Very difficult, that situation. So going forward, anything you do, anything gives away a penalty where they're going to score. I think St Austell can consider themselves slightly lucky that there wasn't a yellow card with that as well.
Boys inside.
Well, the highlight so far for me has been young Harrison Cooney, who has been looked outstanding. Every time he's had the ball, he's made 40 yards. That's the...
There's Mark, boys. Thank you. Far side, longer bind for me, please. Yeah, longer bind. Crouch! Bind!
So with 13 minutes gone, the score is 7-5.
Beautiful this side.
You're going to have a look over there. Right, here's your mark.
And we've got 17 minutes gone actually. By my watch, but that's all that matters. It's also clear from this, there isn't a neither of these sides like to do these kick the ball in the air, scrum and line out stuff. It's all about running. And so these solid scrumming once again. It's a knock on. Yeah. It's easy to criticise. Dan Golson did his best there. The ball was wet, you can see. He didn't quite get grip on it, and it was at Kieran Down's feet. He had no easy way of picking that ball up. So St Austell will have the scrummage, and it looks to me like Charlie Nicholson's coming across like he's he's all right. Maybe he's just been receiving some attention. Replacement prop today, if any of them do leave the field, is Mark Martin. Oh look, Sam Parsons is going to take place on the line side. St Austell ball, so they want 8 men in the scrum. And as we look into the right, Archie Bees has moved up from fullback to the fly-half position. And that's split.
Set!
That needs no explanation. So Kieran Down will have the chance to put the ball down the line. He doesn't find touch. Matt Shepherd takes the ball and hoofs it. And he takes play down to somewhere near the halfway line.
Touchdown.
One nice long bind for me, that's what I missed to get.
That's a lovely bit of refereeing there. Jack Tompkins had a quick word with Matt Beaker to say why he penalised, so next time I want you to bind longer before you break it. So we don't have any more penalties.
Take them back in, no 50-20.
Inside.
Archie Beeves hoops it, but it doesn't find the top. Now again, what do you think he's going to do? There he is. Very long striding fullback. That's a lovely pass out of the tackle. Well, this is end-to-end stuff, isn't it? Both sides of that willingness to run the ball. In that case, Matt Richards, unfortunate, knocked on in the tackle. So the score is, the time is 21 minutes past 3, so we played 21 minutes. The score is 7-5 to Devonport Services. Early try from Kyle Marriott, and then a penalty try about 4 minutes ago after a defence very close to St Austell's line of the post. Referee, no question whatsoever. Penalty try. That's lovely play there by, I think it's Tyler Busfield. Devonport Services, and you can just about see posts in the way, score their second try through a lovely run by Tom Davis. He's put in a hole by skipper Sean Crawford. All what Tom Davis had to do was get close, roll over, moves the score on to 12 points to 5, with the 2 to come from here on down. $14-5.
No, fine. Just keep hot on that defensive line. That's offside line, yeah. Two on your bin, all right, Skip?
I came here 2 years ago when St Austell played Devonport Services the first game in the Southwest 2 League, and St Austell went 5-0 up and ended up losing 33-5, and they scored first 5-0 up and now 14-5 down. Two very, very well worked tries.
And use it, Blue! Yeah, you're fine. Good contest play on.
There's a try scorer, Tom Davis, a chip and chase. Would he go it? He can regather it, but he can't do much with it after that. Can't go into touch.
Time off, man down, back play.
The man down is Max Bullen, who's receiving attention from the physio over here. Looks to me like he might have hurt his shoulder slightly. So, Joy, after a quick tap penalty by Matt Shepherd, put in Carl Marriott. Penalty try about 3 minutes after that, and then just a moment ago, Sean Crawford put Tom Davis into a hole for 14-5 to Devonport Services. As you can hear, the referee's asking for a gap down the middle.
Yeah, that's fine. There you go. You can back one. Rotate your meter.
Well, Marriott just beaten to the ball there. Comes back as far as number 8, Mark Friend. It's a lovely tackle by Matt Shepherd. But services keep the ball. And once again, a penalty. Not rolling away. That's against Sam Parsons there. Right in front of the post, so I'd imagine that gives the option to get the goal. But I think Kieran Downs looking to, yes he does.
Wait for the ball to be dead, Mark, okay? I'll beckon you on, wait for the ball to be dead. Not yet.
Mark Vine asking the referee to come back on, which he'll do after this attempt at goal by Kieran Down. He gets this, it'll move the score on 17-5. Big solid boot. Flag stay down, just pushed it to the right. And
22,
much to St Austell's relief, Mark Vine rejoins the fray, having spent his 10 minutes in the sin bin. Which I always think should be sponsored by a legal firm. Lovely hands by Kieran Down that time. The ball was skidding on the ground, and not only did he pick it up, he rescued it. Carl Marriott's made touch, and it looks like he might have got the ball back as well. Taking a deflection there off, I think that's Freddie Davis. Yep, he did.
Red, that gap is consistent with what we've had. Step up, please. Thank you. He's fine.
Went right over the top. And Mark Friend again. And you can see a high tackle by Mark Vine. Brings the advantage back to, and that's Tyler Busfield, the long serving. One of the, in fact, the most capped player for Devonport Services. 118 games he's played. That's Aidan Taylor, vice captain. He's been all over the park.
4 high tackle.
The referee playing advantage, nothing game, so he brings him back for the penalty. And once again, Kieran Down has the opportunity from almost the same place actually to add 3. This time the players go up. And the home crowd applaud. So, just on the half-hour mark, Devonport Services extend their lead to 17 points to 5. It's a bit of a specialist on Max Bullen there.
Contest on the floor, blue ball. Fair contest in the air. Blue. Not for me. Fair contest on the floor.
Looked like Max Bullen had beaten Tyler Busfield to the ball there, but the referee said afterwards the ball came down on Devonport Services' side, so there you get the scrum.
Set. Go back.
Dan Golston waits. He lets Mark Friend pick up and run. He eventually
No
stopped
hands, red.
only just by Reece Daniel, but the referee said he's offside and he's playing advantage again.
No advantage coming. 6 offside. Sorry. Change. Yeah.
Too far away for an attempted goal. That's the halfway line, so I'm just guessing that Kieran Down will stick it down the line. She sure does. Lovely, lovely kick indeed. So line out pretty much on St Austell's 22 with Aidan Taylor to throw. Taken by Busfield in the centre. You can see there's number 6 there, Isaiah Akinwale. He's made a use of himself all afternoon so far. It's another big scrum, but rescued by Carl Marriott. It's an Austell look to run. It's a wayward pass. Danny Tyrrell has the opportunity.
Take him back in.
You can hear what the referee said, so Matt Shepherd can't go straight to touch. Is he going to? No, he doesn't. Good.
Always
So he
inside.
lets someone else have a go. Matt Shepherd takes it on the run.
50-22 on.
And you heard that. Lovely kick by Matt Shepherd on the run there. Just what St Austell needed. Need to get the line out.
Do your mark.
St Austell need really to stay in this game. Need to score before half time. 17 points to 5 down.
Red, not consistent with what we've had. Spoke earlier on the consistency in your meter gap. Yeah, that's much further than we had. So please come in and set it. Last time we're warning both sides. Fair point. No problem. They're on in the set.
A little bit of frustration keeping in there. Matt Shepherd, I think, annoyed with himself. He was looking for close support and the ball went out wide, so it would be a line out. Devonport services. So far, the big man in the middle there, Tyler Busfield, has been the go-to man. This time, it's James Hawking takes it at the front.
No, three! Once blue!
That's a lovely tackle on Danny Till there by Matt Richards. Not only that, I think the ball will move forward. How Pete Harris held that, I have no idea. It's also moving the ball, but they've not really been very effective at breaking the line so far. Defence from services have been very effective, particularly in the middle of the park. See Charlie Nick locks on, referee waits for advantage, none comes, so that's strike. Once again, Devonport services having the edge in the scrum there, allowing that man Mark Crane to run easily. That must be 4, 5, 6 times he's run with the ball and made hard yards. Locked on there in the tackle.
Set!
Fabulous pressure there, Dan Golston on Matt Shepherd, giving Matt all the problems in the world, trying to pass the ball as he was tackled, and of course it went forward, allowing Austell to end up in the offside position, so here and down, kicks for touch.
You're not ready. It's red,
Stolen by St Austell there. Mark Vine got it there first. In front.
Don't change your bind. Don't change your bind, 6. No 6, retire now, you're out. Use it, red.
So Aidan Taylor to the throw. Once again, taking
about
the
the
front.
gap, it's much wider than you've had consistently.
Referee's been keen on that. He spoke to the players several times about keeping the gap before the ball's thrown in. There you are, you can see him indicating, and he's been said the same thing to both teams. That Shepherd does an up and under, I think.
Take him back in, leave him. 7 late. 7 late tackle.
Referee gave a penalty for a late tackle. I'm not sure it was by, but it was on Dan Golson who kicked the ball, and he was tackled slightly late. So there was a penalty once again. Here and down, nudges into touch. I'm sure Devonport Services side would like nothing more than to score aside, try to make it so much harder as half-time approaches. Currently they are 17 points to 5, 12 points up, but another score here would see them 3 converted tries clear. Once again, Mark Vine steals the ball at the front.
Always a move, play on. No. Don't change your bind, eh? Good.
Matt Shepherd kicks
Onside,
across
good.
the pitch. And Danny Tyrrell has a chance. He's got Sam Parsons outside. The ball went to the ground, not to hand. Been a bit of the story of the half today. Half time, 17 points to 5 to Devonport Services. We'll be back in a few moments.
Just need to get the whole stack of cricket. Just absolutely, yeah. Just playing some decent stuff at times, though. Together. Nice one. Okay, mate, thank you. That's a mistake. That's much better than yeah, happy with that.
Well, thanks for staying with us. As you can see, it's still half time. Scored 17 points to 5. St Austell scored early. They'll be trialled by Carl Marriott. First of the season for him. And then followed shortly by a penalty try from the fence close to the post. And after that, lovely try by centre Tom Davis, who put in a hole by Sean Crawford. And followed by a penalty from Spy half Kieran Down. I think the story of the half, I think, has been probably, it's fair to say that Devonport Services have probably edged in the scrummage. They had St Austell going back on most occasions, certainly on their own ball. But St Austell probably had the edge in the line out, with Mark Vine being outstanding today. Mark Vine himself did 10 minutes in the bin. And as you can see at the moment, there's the referee over there, Jack Tompkins. I'm going to chat with one of the judges, Mike. No significant advantage, I think, in playing, in changing ends here. You can see from the flag below, there's a bottom of the screen there, there's almost nothing happening with the wind. The trees are hardly moving. I did think earlier on there might be a bit of a left to right, but if it is there, it's just nothing to write home about. The drizzle has sort of stopped, it's hard to say. I think it might just be a little bit, but that led to an awful lot of handling errors in the first half. Even Matt Shepherd, best of hands, dropped the ball twice. Just to remind you, for the home supporters, that if you want to watch this game tomorrow, I'll try my best to get it edited up on YouTube, ready to go in the morning. If not, you can watch the recording of this anyway, which is always on YouTube after the game. Can't see any changes to personnel. Ollie Simons is sat on the pitch. I'm not sure he's playing. He's wearing 16 for Devonport Services. And they're wondering, of course, on his own is Isaiah Akinbackrow, that's more like it. He's had a fine game, that young man. Been all over the place, as indeed as James Hocking and Mark Friend. Mark Friend's probably the standout forward today. I think from number 8 there, he's picked up and run with the ball. He's been very difficult to stop, and that's probably come from a slight edge that Services have had in the scrummage. And as you speak, you can see over there, there's Neil Bailey, the St Austell set piece coach. Rather useful prop himself, and he's been having a chat with the boys about what they can do in the front row. He's having a chat there with Rob Daniel, whose son Reese is playing in the back row today. Rob, of course, recently returned from France. Went down to Bordeaux to watch the Wales-Fiji game and the Ireland-Romania game. Devonport Services take it back to the field. I think the referee's indicated that half time is just coming to an end.
If he wants it.
Matt Shepherd started the first half. That means that Kieran Down probably kicked right to left. Yeah, it's back underway in the second half with the score at 17-5 to Devonport Services. There's Jake Clifford is walking off in front of us, and also Connery Woodsey. I suspect both of those will be seeing some action fairly soon in the game. Aidan Taylor goes to once again to Busfield in the centre. There's Akinroa. There's that man Koenig again, who's got such good feet, and he is in. As you can hear, he's a firm favourite with the crowd here. Such a dangerous runner, open play there. Harrison Kunit well-deserved try. Right through the defence. Too much power, too much pace. It's the last thing St Austell wanted, to go another score down at the start of the second half, moving the score on to 22 points to 5 with the 2 to come. Sorry about the post. There's no difference to Kieran Downs. So just 1 minute played into the second half, and Harrison Kunit adds 5, converted by Kieran Down to move the score on to Devonport Sources 24, St Austell 5. That's not even the best of passes. There's that man Kunit again. There he is. That time. Really good defensive pressure, not allowing Carl Marrow or Matt Shepard anywhere to go except backwards.
Use it, Red!
And so they have no choice but to keep touch from here, which is what CJ Boyce does. Doesn't find touch. Here comes Kieran Down. Anything Harrison Kunit can do, Freddie Davis can do as well. I said in the first half, one of the differences between the teams has been I think probably ability to run from deep and pace outside. And we've got some very impressive young boys there, young lads. Harrison Kunit's impressed, and Freddie Davis there showing the recovery. Really clean pair of heels. You can't ignore it. It's a lovely try. Move the score on to 29 points to 5 with just 4 minutes of the second half gone. Down now to 2 to move the score past 30. 31-5 to the home side, and they're looking good for it. That's of course a bonus point try. So Austell really got to up their game. They're going to stay in this. It's a big mountain to climb. 31-5 behind.
Use it back! Take him back in.
Conor Woods has joined us. Matt Shepard steps and goes.
That one is high tackle, right? Blue.
It's Max Bullen. He's only got one to beat. And it looks to me like he got there. In fact, the referee says it's a high tackle and scoring. So he's given a penalty try.
Tackler, please. Tackler.
And it may be a bad yellow card.
High tackle in the corner for a penalty try, you have to go. Nah, not for me.
I think that might be, it's hard to say from here, it might be Dan Golson, the scrum half, who's shaking his head. So after being hit by two cracking tries early in the second half, Austell got back together a little bit. Lovely try there from the advantage, going wide. Max Bullen scores. Well, he scores, but the penalty try be given and make the score 31 points to 12. Rhys Daniel takes it cleanly.
Use it, Red!
There's Max again. This time he's caught by a try scorer Freddie Davis. Good defence there leads CJ Boyce with very few options other than kick ahead, and that ball might just go all the way. Although it looks to me like it does indeed. Cam Taylor does what every number 7 should do, never stop chasing, and he gets St Austell's third try. You can see that disconsolate. So Matt Shepherd will attempt to add 31 points to 17, so Austell behind, but after conceding 2 tries, they've just scored 2 tries. He's hit it well, but not far, not quick enough. So the score remains Devonport Services 31, St Austell 17, with, I might get 10 minutes played in the second half. Cards being played, referee. You can see Matt Shepherd went, he's done again.
Yeah, 10 now, play up.
And he chips ahead for Max Bullen to chase. And that might just roll into touch on the far line, which it does.
You'll mark one, okay?
Yes.
Just half. There you go, Pat.
Oh, that's good play from Mark Vine. Got his hand right in front of Tyler Busfield there. Where he might have gone forward. No, wasn't straight, says a ref. So they'll have a scrummage. Austell really are looking to improve on their first half scrummaging performance. They were distinctly second best in most of the scrums. Hopped out a bit too late perhaps, but
Crouch! Bind! Set!
that's a lovely scrummage.
Good.
Studio Boys gets it to Matt Shepherd, who loops Sam Parsons. He's got Connery Woodsy outside. He's going to step in and out. That's a lovely tackle, but he gets there. It's his first touch, Connery Woodsy, and he goes in the corner.
Just a foot right.
Well, about 10 minutes ago, it looked like St Austell were dead and buried. And now they've scored 3 tries. First a crack at Matt Spollen, then another one by Cam Taylor, and Conrad Woodsy just scored with his first touch of the game to move the score to 31-22. And if Shep kicks this, then we've got a game on. He's hit it well. He did it very well. The plays go up. So St Austell are now just one converted try behind. They've scored 3 in the last 7-8 minutes after 2 crackers at the start of the second half from Harrison Cunit and Freddie Davis.
Tackle, let go, Blue!
And Matt Shepherd taking a risk there, just chipping over the top there, and you can see why. Yeah, you can hear why. Sam Parsons was offside there, so the ref.
Offside.
With a 7-point advantage, you just imagine that Kieran Dad might have a kick for goal, but he's not. He's going to go for it. He's going for the corner.
Yeah, 13 was fine. Your man close to you was fine. 13 was went off. Use the hash, please. 1.
There you can see the scoreboard counting down. Only 15 minutes gone in this half, and we've had 5 tries. Aidan Taylor will be looking for, my guess is Tyler Busfield, who's gone to me pretty much every time. If not, it will be Matt Scott. He doesn't know. In fact, he goes for Isaiah Akinmola. And services get them all going forward.
Serves. Serves. Go on.
Now, Blue.
Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Here we go. Here we go.
Matt Richards goes in his second after Harrison Cunit creates the opportunity for him. Which restores a 12-point advantage to Devonport Services, 36-24 with the conversion to come. You can't see him, but he's behind that post there. That's Kieran down. You can probably just see pushed it to the right. Score is 36-24 to Devonport Services.
Turnover's good, turnover's good. No hands down, red, good.
Turnover by Matt Shepherd, who kicks away to touch. Harrison Koenig has the ball. What's he going to do? He's going to beat Connery Woodsy, but he won't beat Sam Parsons.
Roll, set in! Head injury would be a scrum bloomy restart. Just make sure he's okay.
I think that's Tom Davis who scored the first try.
Sorry, I didn't see what happened. I heard a bump and then you holding your head. I thought we'll stop it. Oh, sorry. Good? Okay.
He's fine. Magic Sponge does the job. And I think the referee's going to start with a scrummage to Devonport Services. They had the ball. And there's Choppy Martin coming on to replace Matt Boothby.
Seconds.
I suppose the question is for you front row aficionados is, can Choppy make any difference in the tie? I think you've seen already, possibly. That's what he's saying. He's bringing Charlie Nicholson, put his knee down there. That's the considerable shape, size, and figure of Ricky Bentham.
One.
He's had a fine game today. He's been absolute rock solid in the scrummage.
By all means, celebrate a good pen. Use that and antagonise the opposition. Understood? Thank you.
That said, referee says play to antagonise the opposition. He's a prop. That's what he's supposed to do. Ian Taylor turned to the Magic Sponge. He's all right as well. And the Kieran down.
Time on.
To clear.
We'll put red on there, yeah? Red on the 10.
Scott takes it.
Go 6, no hands.
Good defence by Rhys Daniel in the middle of the park there, but
Go on.
there's Harrison Cooney. Gives the ball to Winger who drops it. It's Freddie Davis who scored one absolute beauty right at the start of second half. Unable to keep hold of that.
Yeah, I'm going to come and have a look at that. I thought you went first on that one. That's the reason I pinned you guys, yeah? Red, please stay up. Blue, please stay straight and square.
So Ricky Bentham propping against Mark Martin.
Crouch!
I think it's fair to say two old heads there.
Reset your bind, please. Bind! Set! Come forward out the hand, knock on, red.
Bit of a reprieve after excellent scrummage in which Services stole the ball. Unable to take the pass.
Just go back to my brief, go on my timing, yeah? And long binds, please. Crouch! Bind! Set! Early sharp red.
Penalty against Martin there, I think, going early. Pushing too soon.
I'll come and have a look.
I don't profess to understand it.
Mark.
It looked okay for me. And services opt to have a scrummage, so they can. A pair of gladiators there, Ricky Bentham and Mark Martin, can go at it again. And you can probably see the rain start to come down again. On the far side of the pitch where with umbrellas.
Bind!
There's Dan Golson, played very well. Another young lad. Freddie Davis comes in from the right wing. I see there's penalty for holding on. And Plymouth winning that ball, and it's had a kick by Matt Shepard, and Matt's Bullen was chasing it, but they just interesting. The next person there's a referee. And as I look down to my left, Ben Plummer is
turns into the floor later to deny the ball.
having the magic sponge, but he'll be okay.
Penalty, so yeah, red ball. Blue, your mark. Let's get this set properly, boys.
The stadium clock shows 16 minutes
Take
remaining,
your meter from there.
and St Austell still 12 points adrift, so they
Okay,
really,
Ricky.
to stay in this game, they need to be scoring now. You can see there that Mark's line was disrupted, or I think they kept the ball.
No, low, he's fine.
Oh dear. Archie Booth to the rescue, but he's caught by both centres there. And if he doesn't bring it back, they lose the ball. Which indeed they do. That's really good play. Sean Crawford and Tom Davis. Got hold of Archie Booth, held him up. He couldn't bring the ball back or down.
There's one.
There's Anthony Knight coming off. Be replaced, I think, probably by Jake Clifford. And at the same time, that man there, Isaiah Kinroa, who's had a very good play. Be replaced by number 17, Ethan Millard.
Hold the drive, Frank. Advantage. Advantage over Blue!
Here we go. Harrison Kunuk, lovely tackle there. I think it might have been Sam Parson, really hard to say from here. But services still have the ball.
Go on, go on, go on, go on!
That's Ethan Millard wearing 17, who was penalised by the referee. Sorry for the camera shaking there. And you can see from here that Ben Plummer's struggling a bit. I don't know if St Austell got anyone to replace him. I think maybe Danny Tyrrell might have come back on.
Thank you, Mark.
Well, we had a flurry of tries early in the
Your mark,
second half. I think 6 in total.
Change coming. Just wait for me, hooker. Thanks.
Scoreboard
Yeah, fine, got it.
ticking over, well, more like revved up. But there's been a bit of a
Just
lull.
wait for me, wait.
So Austell really looking if they want anything out of this game, they'll get a bonus point for 4 tries, but they need if they can get closer, they'll get a losing bonus point, and even score 2 tries, they could steal it. But they only have 13 minutes to do that. The Harris throws, taken by Vine. So number 16, that's Ollie Simons, and also in the back row Ethan Millard,
Crouch!
wearing 17. Had a lovely run a few moments ago, got stopped short.
Bind! Set!
2 replacement props on. That's another good scrummage, but it goes down. The referee stays against it. And the scrum half taps and goes.
Go on.
Roll away, 10! Good!
There's Freddie Davis on the far on the right wing, but he's in touch.
Bloomer!
You can see the range coming down now. Stolen at the front there. Ryan couldn't get his hands on it. It's big mitts. So Services have the chance to extend their lead up on
Scrum
that close.
advantage over Blue.
That's Aidan Taylor in a hole, but caught by Matt Shepherd. There's that boy Koenig. For once, he couldn't get hold of it. It wasn't Koenig, I beg your pardon. It was Tom Davis. Knocking on. You can hear the referee calling time off, so the stadium clock showing 10 minutes. It's probably more like 12 or 13.
Water off, please, guys. Good.
Matt Scott, who went down there, is restored. He's fine. That's a better scrummage from Austell. Johnny Tyrrell is back on. I think he might have replaced Ben Plummer. The rejig in the centre.
Off 3-3 now, good.
That's Jake Clifford, the first
Ball
chance
is
ever.
available.
Hands on the ball.
50-22 on. Outside.
Cody's outside and he kicks it.
That's first.
Nice touch, fine. Ball bounced just before it went out.
Blue on the hash, okay, so that's from there.
That's more like it from Vine. Off the top. They're still attempting, but I think you've got to say that Max Pullum was taken out without the ball. That's it. The referee's given a try. Hard to see from here, but I think it might have been Sean Crawford, the skipper, kicked ahead. And I think the referee judged that there was no offence committed, so played on. And Sean Crawford kicked ahead, and I think he scored under the post. We either scored 41 points to 24, with an easy conversion to come. And about 7, 8, 10 minutes to play. And as we speak, I can see Max Bolin is down on the ground there. Or is it Danny Taylor? Yeah, it is Max. He's hurt his ankle, looks like he might be limping off. In the meantime, Kieran Down had to 2. He's scored 43 points to 24. Too big a mountain now, I'm pretty sure, for St Austell to climb. But they've certainly not given up. They've done everything they had, but I think a little bit outclassed. I think particularly set piece has been difficult for them.
No, through the gap, Blue. Through the gap.
Matt Shepherd attempted to put Conor Woods in the corner, but just a shade too strong. It means that services over the line out, about 10 metres out. And Ian Taylor as well.
Don't change your blind now, 8. Once, Blue. Change your blind, Mark, please. Great move, fellas.
That's not found touch, it's found original, you can't catch it. Very slippery.
Lock on.
Conditions like these, kick in the air like that from the scrum half, are always going to cause problems for defenders. But it's raining quite heavy, the ball's slippery. Again, the penalty goes to the home team.
Touch there. You got them up. That's it. Let's go. Get your receiver sorted, please, boys.
As Carl Marriott got his big mitts in the way there, gives opportunity for Matt Shepherd, but he's very well tackled by Ivan Taylor there. And you can see that the services defenders come streaming through and win the ball.
No, always under pressure from your first knock on. No, always under pressure from that knock on. No, line out was over.
So with the stadium clock showing 3 minutes, I'm probably about the same again added
Your
on.
mark, boys.
At a rough guess. Score is 43 points to 24 to Devonport Services. Looks to me like if it stays like this, they will win. They'll get 5 points for the win. And bonus point. So Austell will get 1 bonus point for the prize. But it ain't over yet. It's a good scrummage for the home side. Advantage coming. Mark Friend tries to bump off the defenders. They're still playing advantage, referee.
Still playing advantage. Still advantage from the scrum.
And 17 on Ethan Millard. 2 big handoffs. I think it's fair to say that boy deserved that try. He's played very well today. Backed up, service has been great, he's kicked well, he's tackled well, and he scored a cracker late on. Dan Golston with a try. So Kieran Down with the opportunity to push Devonport Services up to 50 points. It was 48-24. He strikes it cleanly. And the flags go up. I think Devonport Services showing their intent today. Playing with real confidence, prepared to run from deep, lots of pace, really good set piece. And I think it's probably fair to say they've outclassed Austell in most areas today, including, unusually, their defence. Not over yet. There's Mark Martin as a rumble. Austell moving the ball for all it's worth, but every time they're met with very solid tackling. Once again, find it very, very difficult to breach the defence. They're going wide this time. Let Danny Tyrrell have a little run. He's not had many opportunities today. They're close. Can Vionet make it? They're probably 5 metres out. Looking to go wide again. Recycle. Matt Shepherd throws the big loop pass to Kira, to Connery Woodsey. He's very well tackled. by Matt Richards there, and Austell knocks it on. So, referee blows the final whistle, and the score, as you can see, I'm not sure that's right. I'm not sure they changed the scoreboard for the conversion. I thought they converted it to 50 points, 24. It's either 48 or 50. But final score here at the Rectory today, Devonport Services, either 50 or 48, still Austell 24. Thanks for joining us. And if you want to get down to Priory Park next week, still welcome Exmouth for round 4 in South West Wall. Yeah, do us a favour.
Thanks again. Cheers, fellas. Yeah, see you in the season. Cheers, fellas.
Would you go and get the mic, the referee? Tell him thanks.